Rồi hôm nay anh em mình lại tiếp tục. Đây sẽ là vòng 1 của giải vô địch bia nữ 10 bi thế giới. Tôi đang định nói đến chuyên mục soi gậy. Ôi, phá con bi 1 như kiểu là đã có sự chuẩn bị trước rồi. Quá tốt. Một cái cú phá mà tôi đánh giá là nhìn đã thấy có cái sự kiểm soát ở trong đó. Bây giờ phải push out đi đâu đây? Có lẽ là phải push out về phía con 5 thôi các bạn ạ. Không, như là push out để nhảy à? Hoặc là để lại thừa một cái má mỏng mỏng. Vâng, như vậy là chạy để thừa ra một cái má mỏng mỏng. Cái chiếc áo thi đấu này của Pia Fowler thì các bạn cũng có biết, đó là Joseph Fowler cũng có một cái y hệt. Moritz Neuhausen cũng có một chiếc. Rapsuke cũng có một chiếc. Có lẽ đây là đồng phục của đội tuyển Đức khi mà bước ra những cái giải đấu vô địch thế giới. Như vậy là một chút va chạm bi mục tiêu số 5. Vâng, tình huống đó mà né được 5 thì mới là hay. Để xem nào, bi số 3 này đang bị quay rất nhiều bởi các bi mục tiêu xung quanh. Rồi, vừa rồi chúng ta cũng vừa nhìn thấy một cái cú đặt cầu tay nhìn nó hơi bị chấp chới một chút của Pia. Rồi, mạnh rồi. Vừa rồi nhẹ hơn thì có thể có 3 vào lỗ góc bên tay phải. Nhẹ hơn nữa thì có 3 vào lỗ góc vào lỗ giữa bên tay phải. 2 lỗ liền nhau. Tuy nhiên thì con này tôi thấy là vẫn có thể chém được các bạn ạ. Tôi nghĩ là chém thôi. Không thành công rồi. She sticks that behind the 5, she's got Sakura in all kinds of trouble. But now there's a chance for Sakura to put Pia in trouble and gain back advantage here. Rồi, như vậy là chạy bi trắng vào góc phần tư nào. Vâng, góc cam đang hơi sai rồi. Hãy cho tôi nhìn rằng con trắng với con 3 vâng vẫn nguyên đường nhé các bạn nhé. Pia Fowler liên tiếp vào bàn thì đều có cú đánh mở đầu là cái má ngược như thế này. Ở lần trước thì đối với con bi mục tiêu số 2 cũng như thế. Vâng, thành công rồi. Vâng, ván bàn đến đây thì có lẽ là mở toang rồi cho Pia. Theo tôi thấy tất cả đều rất là đẹp. Toàn bi cửa lỗ này. 4, 5, 6, 7 nữa. In front of the side, the 7 over the corner. I do think the 8 does go into the middle to connect with the 9.
especially in this set format, important to have a good start. Get going early. Might get your opponent out of stroke too at the same time.
Con này nếu mà muốn chủ động có thể điều 8 lỗ góc cũng được. Rồi WPA đủ tự tin để có thể căn 8 ra lỗ giữa rất là đẹp. Chính là các tay cơ top đầu như này mà họ vẫn đánh những cái đầu cơ khá bệt. Cái việc mà sử dụng đầu cơ khá bệt này thì nó cũng còn giống cả một cái tay cơ nữa hay nhắc tới, đó chính là tiền tôi quên mất tên tay cơ người Mỹ rồi. Tyler Steyer. Tyler Steyer trong một cái video ở trên mạng thì khi mà anh ấy bo đầu tẩy cho người khác thì anh ấy bảo rằng là không có pro nào mà đánh cái đầu tẩy nó tròn vo như thế này cả. Rồi 1-0. Lúc nào cũng thế. Chậm chậm lầm lì. Khi mà hai vợ chồng Pia Fowler và Joshua được phỏng vấn thì khi mà được hỏi là tấn công hay là chơi theo phần trăm thì hai vợ chồng có hai câu trả lời hoàn toàn là khác nhau. Trong khi cái lối chơi của Fowler, anh ấy tự nhận xét rằng là anh ấy có lối chơi hung hăng, aggressive. Thì Pia lại trả lời rằng là cô ấy là một cái người chơi theo phần trăm nhiều hơn. Vì thế nên là khi mà lúc đó được đưa ra cùng một cái tình huống và cách giải quyết thì hai người đưa ra hai phương án khác hẳn nhau. Cú phá với lực hơi yếu của Pia.
Great chance for Muramatsu right after the break. Don't think we see any issues. Do you think the 9 ball goes into the bottom right still?
Looks very tight, Tim.
Yeah, so maybe over on the rack, no issues, but the 8, 9, 10 could be it. Needs to be a bit straighter on the 2, doesn't want to have too much angle. Well, she's fallen a bit more angle. So now first trap would be the 8 ball. Touch the 8, you're not going to be on the 3 ball.
Sakura has been a student of the very funny but very talented Nukioi for some time.
Không tốt dành cho Sakura rồi. Bây giờ sẽ phải đưa ra một cái phương án chạy đạn thôi. Đến đây thì có lẽ là sẽ chém. Chính xác rồi, tôi nghĩ là đúng rồi. Và chém con 3 chạy vào gần con 5.
Especially the 10 ball blocking the right long rail. There is just little space between the 3 and the 9, so not so much time for the cue ball to land if you would jump. So the only option is a 2 rail kick. And And that's usually where mistakes are being made. Well, she's messing to go one rail. Surprised. So need to catch this half ball. And a full contact.
Rồi, pha đỡ thủ này có lẽ là ngoài cái sự tưởng tượng của tất cả mọi người luôn.
It's a bit of a trap. You could go over the center pocket point, probably a more full contact on the 3 ball. If you thread the needle here, you might push the 3 over the corner. Yeah, there's like no safety opportunities really kicking it this way.
Rồi và đến đây chúng ta sẽ cùng phân tích lại một chút khi mà bây giờ cái đường cơ mở màn dành cho WPA thì nó có đường ăn. B9 vẫn còn đường riêng một lỗ góc chuẩn bị đánh con 3 này. Anh em thử xem tiếp xem là ván bài này còn gì nó ẩn ý không mà chúng ta chưa lôi ra hết. Khiếp, lực ơi là lực. Vâng, một cái tình huống con bi đánh lực quá tốt của PFL. À, như vậy là đúng rồi, như vậy là hai vợ chồng PFL và Joshua thì đang phải tạm chia tay nhau các bạn ạ, tạm phải xa nhau. PFL thì bây giờ đang có mặt ở bên Mỹ để đánh cái chuỗi giải đấu bên đó trong vòng 1 tháng. PFL thì cũng đang ở bên nước Ý. Giải đấu này được tổ chức tại Rome mà các bạn. Như vậy là họ đang phải tạm xa nhau một chút.
Straight in on the 6, so tap this in, straight on the 7. Just to stay on the left side of the 10 from where the 8 is.
Yeah, I would have put money on that 9 ball not going past the 10 from that angle, Tim. Just shows you, doesn't it? The camera plays tricks sometimes. Perfect position to double her lead.
Có cơ thủ Việt Nam nào tham gia không? Không có cơ thủ Việt Nam nào tham dự giải đấu này các bạn ạ. Vâng, chúng ta vừa được nhìn mấy con B9 đánh trượt rất đáng tiếc. Để xem lại cái tình huống đó vào lúc sau đi. Tình huống đó chắc chắn là PFL đánh dư dày rồi, nhưng tôi muốn được nhìn thêm về cái chuyển động của con bi mục tiêu số 9. Cầu thủ nữ này không biết là đang sử dụng cái chuôi gì đây, nhìn rất là lạ mắt. Ồ,
Emily Duddy,
cô này nhìn quen quá.
the billiard bombshell from New York City.
Cơ thủ nữ vừa xong nhìn quen quá mà tôi chưa kịp nhớ ra tên.
Now we do have a final result. Mighty Reparo has beaten Soa. So a couple of shocks early on. Kelly Fisher getting beaten as well in straight sets. Wei Chu Chen through safely. Emily going down to Zhang Muan in straight sets. Savannah Easton through. Sophia Mast through. Now, guys, if you visit probilliardseries.com and click on events, there's a little option there called live stats. Our stat man, the pool stat guy, is working hard. We will give you some as well on screen, I'm sure, periodically. But if you want some match stats, you can go on there, choose your match and get the stats. Good break, Tim, but nothing down.
So far.
Went aggressive.
Vâng, như vậy là rất là muốn giữ để có thể
Through Tim, you were a little bit surprised she didn't tuck her
ra được
up.
bi số 2 cùng lỗ thuận lợi.
If she did take the cut on the one, she will have to take the
Con này
cut.
mỏng quá.
Imagine how many cushions she will have to travel.
Tôi nghĩ là một người như Pia thì
And then if you overall look at the rack,
để
the
xem
3
nào.
4 is the biggest shot.
Con này đánh thoát tay áp phê một chút bên tay phải. Liệu có chạy về và ra được 3 hay không? Nếu như mà công nhá. Rồi, quyết định chỉ lỗ rồi, công rồi. Tôi nghĩ sẽ đánh quăng để cho bi trắng chạy một vòng bàn. Không, như vậy là cái tình huống đó thì Pia thích thủ hơn. Tôi nghĩ là cũng nửa công nửa thủ. Vâng, một cái lối đánh phải nói là rất theo phần trăm. Tôi vừa để ý cái đầu cơ gậy nhảy của Pia Fowler thì nó đang không phải là air rush. Có nghĩa là không phải là của cái nguyên bản. Rồi, thiếu rồi, thiếu nhiều quá.
Muramatsu misjudging the two-round escape though, Tim. And now this has to go down as a really good chance.
Một cú đánh phải nói là hơi bị sâu vào băng giả.
Now with the ball in hand, you can put yourself a lot better on the 3 ball. The 4 has moved more into more available position. So get yourself nice and close on the 4. Maybe the 6 ball. I mean, it's not a problem at that point. But the 6 doesn't go in all the corners, all the pockets. So you might have to play it into the top left. She did land just besides the 6. You could see the cue just barely sliding over the 6. Now, she did get quite straight on the 5. We did get the view to where we could see the 6 does go by the 8, but not the full pocket. I don't think she's got any other options to play position 2.
straight as possible as well on this 6 ball, so you're looking at the pocket.
Yeah, she will have to run into the long rail and back out with top spin. And the more pace, the trickier those get. Well, nice and clean. Straight in on the 7.
I'm sure she's forgotten all about it already. That miss in the last rack. But it could so easily have been 3-0. 3-0. It's going to be 2-1 by the looks of it. Nice run out from Pia, securing that 2-1 lead. Now then, there's a very famous fountain, Tim, in Rome called the Trevi Fountain, and it's where tourists toss coins in there and make a wish. And it takes up to $3,300 in a single day. So every day, tourists are throwing $3,300 into this fountain. That's about 1.5 million a year, which the city then collects and generously donates to the Caritas charity to help out poor families. What a lovely way to use the money. These young ladies playing for $55,000. And that's a nice break, Tim. Not too much power, but nice and accurate.
Yeah, it was a controlled cut break, indeed. The one ball almost dropping.
Bằng cách rồi đấy thì cái cú phá rất nhẹ của Pia lại đưa đẩy ra cái tình huống này. Cô ấy có bi ăn, xong rồi có bi 1 ở ngay gần và thực hiện cú chạy đạn cũng rất là thuận lợi.
She was elevating the cue quite a lot. I feel like there's still plenty of space to go with the level cue and stun the cue ball behind it.
Úi giời ơi, vẫn ăn được con bi đấy à?
Looks like she did go aggressive on the 1. I would have loved to have the cue ball frozen up on the 10. So will be the safety on the 2. Can still push the 2 ball up table.
Vâng, vừa Sakura cũng quay ra có lẽ là nhìn về phía trọng tài. Thì không biết rằng là tình huống đấy là Pia có chỉ lỗi hay không. Vừa tôi đang quá tập trung vào cái đường chạy đạn đấy, nó quá ngon nên là cú chạy đạn này không tốt rồi. Tính cái cú xả ra sau áp phê đấy nó không hay.
See the bridge hand, maybe not the most stable bridge hand. It was moving quite a lot, and that unintentional spin on the cue ball mark definitely curved the cue ball away from the 2. I don't think the aiming was a problem. I think it was just a little bit stability.
Rồi, về cái việc có 3-4 kia nó quá khó thì đang tìm cho mình cái đuôi thứ 2 để xong rồi đuôi thứ 3. Vâng ạ, hai bây giờ sẽ là cứ hai băng đi, hai băng chạy vào thẳng cái đầu 3-4 này này. Để có gì bắt đuôi thứ ba cho nó dễ. Ok đấy ạ.
This time though. I like the shot Pia has played. Okay, she would have liked the 2 maybe under the cluster, but it's so close nearby the 3-4-10. If Muramatsu makes a mistake opening those up, could be filler on the hill. So
Ôi trời ơi. Vâng ạ, đuôi thứ ba sắp tới rồi.
might see Pia chasing the 3 fall. Great opportunity. Actually like banking the 2 ball maybe to the left side of the 3-4-10.
Khó nghĩ phết đấy anh em nhỉ.
Into the 4, stick it with the 4 ball.
Vâng, Pia là tay cơ thuận tay phải.
Of course we're using the shot clock. If you're practicing or if you're like playing friendly matches, you've got so much time to.
Vâng, đến giờ đang tương đối loay hoay chứ các bạn nhá. Hay là định dọn hết à? Hay là định đánh 2 ra gỡ 3 rồi. Hình như đang định dọn này anh em này. Như vậy là định dọn này anh em ạ. Nhưng mà chắc thôi lại đổi ý luôn đây. Rồi có lẽ là một tình huống mà định dọn đến từ Pia Fowler. Nhưng mà cô lại gãi 3 là không được như ý. Trời ơi, cú này thì lại hơi hiền rồi.
This to be a 3 fouls in a row. Okay, if there's any scratches, Muramatsu does lose the rack instantly though. So you still gotta watch the cue ball. Oh, you still gotta watch the cue ball.
Oh no. Game over. Oh, what a way to lose the rack. You called it, Tim. We see that so often, don't we, off that 2-rail kick, hitting the underside of the 3 ball and getting the scratch. So on the
Thế nào đấy vẫn 3 đuôi dành cho Pia. Đúng rồi, cái chuôi của Sakura thì nhìn cực kỳ là lạ.
Performance though, Tim. Look at the difference there. 933 to 385.
Yeah, you gotta say table time too, 71% for Pia. And 4 fouls already for Muramatsu. Okay, she did get 3 fouls in the previous rack, but it's quite some fouls early on. So a bad start for the Japanese, and Pia now breaking to take the opening set. She's made the 1 into the middle. Nice break.
Đường riêng hết không?
But can she play herself onto the 3 ball? Maybe the top spin, maybe a drip of inside to avoid the 9 and the 6 going straight up.
Two looks very tight already. You've got to judge this right if you're playing it with spin. Yeah, didn't play with any spin, took a risk.
Trời ơi, nhìn trên góc cam chính diện này thôi là đã thấy khó chịu rồi.
Definitely looks to be behind the 10. She's going very creative, overcutting the 3 ball on the left and bringing the cue ball all the way back down table. Her options quite limited.
Yeah, could also just play it up and down. she's got enough of the 3 ball, try and play it between the 10 and the 8.
Yeah, not thin enough. And I must take opportunity from Muramatsu.
Looked to me, Tim, like she had left-hand spin on it. Checked off the second rail, didn't it? She wanted the opposite spin. She needed a bit of right-hand spin on that to send it round the angles.
Yeah, maybe she was trying to track to the right side of the 10, 8, 9. I can imagine the left spin, but it's most of the time going to push the cue ball thick. And look at this. She's just barely on the 4. But that punchy stroke on the top spin kept the cue ball on the top side of the table, not smooth enough.
Với những gì từ đầu của trận đấu này, theo như tôi quan sát thì cái cách mà tiếp cận cái trận đấu này của Sakura nó ui, anh em có thể thấy là cái bắp tay nó đang run. Bắp tay của cô ấy vừa rồi rất run nha các bạn nhé. Vâng, tôi đang định nói về cái việc đấy là trạng thái thi đấu của cô ấy từ đầu đến giờ không tốt, cách tiếp cận nó nhìn cứ kỳ kỳ. Thì vừa rồi trên màn ảnh chúng ta vừa nhìn thấy một cái tình huống đấy là bắp tay của cô ấy run lên. Vừa rồi tôi cũng định nói luôn đấy là không biết là cô sẽ đánh trượt lúc nào.
These are the opportunities, Tim, you've got to take advantage of, aren't they? Make hay while the sun shines, so to speak.
6 ra 7 phải rất kỹ đấy các bạn nhé. À xin lỗi các bạn, 5 ra 6 này để mở ra 7 phải rất là kỹ đấy.
Shot is coming up. If she at least gets the cue ball where it is now, gives her a natural angle to drop back down for the 8. Yeah, perfect.
Tuyệt vời rồi.
It's going to make her life a lot easier from 7 to the 8. Could play 2 rails running towards the 8.
Yeah, I like that, Tim. Just a bit of right-hand spin. Always coming onto the potting angle.
Another miss like we've seen earlier.
Trời ơi.
Kind of spot shot angle. Just doesn't feel right yet for Pia. Just missed the 9 and now the 8. Very similar shot.
Yeah, strange. Just like a normal half ball shot, wasn't it? Nothing to do with the cue ball. She was always going to be on the 9 ball. Just maybe didn't finish the stroke, Tim. Maybe just quit slightly. Tester then. Oh, nicely done.
Rồi, một bi số 10 nữa để rút ngắn tỷ số nhằm tìm cho mình một chút nào đấy sự trở lại trong cái set thi đấu đầu tiên này. Rồi, 2-3.
Giving her a bit of confidence. Like I said, her opening break was nice, just not getting a shot. If she can reproduce, maybe we find ourselves into a hill set. Yeah, we've got 4 tables live on Probability TV.
Rồi và như vậy thì Maite Ropero thắng sâu xóa 2-1 kìa. Ôi, Sylviana Lu thắng 2-1 trước Chu Jeju. Trời ơi, một cái ngày thi đấu đầu tiên phải nói là rất là bất ngờ. Trận kia thì tờ Catch thì thắng thì cũng là điều dễ hiểu thôi. Soledad vừa xong thì tôi cũng không biết là cơ thủ nào nữa.
Yeah, that's 3 surprises for me. Kelly Fisher, Chao Te-yu, So Soa, all first round victims.
Ai, vẫn vào được con bi một tiêu số 4.
As we see a ball down for Sakura.
Yeah, this time indeed a ball down, shape on the one. We'll have to cut this with a lot of right. 2 rails to the middle of the table. I mean, ideally straight on the 2. But for some players, a bit too sensitive. A little bit of draw, a lot of right spin. Just in front of the side on the rail. Oh, she's played it perfect. She could not have played it any better. And that's the danger, you know, if you miss 1 or 2 balls you're supposed to make. Now suddenly your opponent feels like, oh hey, she's not playing a flawless set, I have a chance. The hopes go up. You don't know what's gonna happen. Now, kinda like going forward, maybe taking a little bit more cut on the 3 ball. Because imagine if you understroke or you stroke just slightly too much on the draw. I think forward the pace is a little easier to control. But still, I looked just by accident. I looked at her thumb actually. And while she was cueing that 2 ball, she still looked like she was shaking a little bit.
Lost the cue ball. She didn't pot it cleanly.
Yeah, did take the risk. Still chasing the run. Now, this one quite much on the scratch. Maybe if she plays this a little thicker with a smooth low right, she might be able to still get the cue ball away from the scratch, but I think it's awful close. Well, safety it is, and
Vâng, còn bi vừa xong thì thủ hơi chán đến từ Pia.
this is not safe. It's another chance. Filler now breaking down a little bit. Okay, she had a difficult position. Still from the 6 to the 7 ball. Biggest shot of the rack. Big stroke on the 5, and now a big stroke on the 6 mark. Super draw.
Yeah, new cloth. If there's a time to do it, it's now. Makes the drawing of the cue ball that much easier, but you've still got to time it right. You've got to keep the head still. Plenty of follow through. first, Tim. Played it nicely.
Yeah, a little bit more of a cut though on the
Theo
second.
tôi việc mà điều ra 7 này vẫn chưa ở vị trí
Forward, a bit short.
đẹp nhất rồi. Bây giờ má theo tôi thấy là đang hơi bị mỏng quá.
Have to play this with a little left.
Vâng, con này nếu như mà cố đánh vào một chút áp phê trái thì
Two ball.
cũng được.
Towards the nine.
Bàn này nuốt lỗ nên là vào kể có dày tí thì chắc là vẫn
Challenges, I'm not
ok.
saying it's impossible.
Vâng, đánh giữa cả lỗ luôn thì vẫn có thể giữ được con bi trắng.
A lot different from the first couple racks.
Just makes such a difference getting a rack on the board when she did. Those two bad mistakes, one on the 9 ball and one on the 8 ball from Pia. The set could have been over by now.
Vâng ạ, may mà may cho Sakura là nó ra nhược như thế này đấy nhá.
Just gonna have to take this
Vừa rồi mà
forward.
cuộc Việt bị hơi dày vào con 10 hơn một chút thôi.
Each though.
Không đủ dày để quăng con 10 sang bên này mà lại quệt hơi dày hơn thì chết toi. Vâng, 3 đều, chưa hiểu kiểu gì.
She really looked nervous at a couple occasions.
Pia Fowler khi mà dẫn 1-0 thì cũng mắc lỗi ở ván thi đấu thứ hai. Xong rồi dẫn 2-1 thì cũng mắc lỗi ở ván thi đấu thứ tư. Và bây giờ tỷ số đang là 3 đều, chúng ta sẽ đến với set thi đấu đến với ván thi đấu cuối cùng của set thi đấu đầu tiên.
The ex-world champion, junior champion, 2-1 up against Kennedy Mayman, Brittany Bryant and Olivia Zalewska. 1-1, that's over on table 4 for you guys. Amber Chen is a set-up against Olivia Cheng. Margaret Fefilova in action. She's 2-0 up against Christine Steinledge from Germany. Anna Gradisnik, a set-up already for Slovenia. 1-0 over Mina Tani.
Probably one of the better breakers we're gonna see so far in the event, or at least the next couple rounds, I imagine. Because balls are flying in, but look at this position to play from the 2 to the 3 ball. I don't even think. Well, you can go 3 rails and leave yourself the cut on the 3 ball. Low right spin, but also the cut is steep.
If she feels really aggressive, Tim, she can go 4 rails and go short side, but she's not doing that.
No, she's played safe. I like this. I like this. Look at this. Beautiful cue ball. I think it's a mature decision to realize, okay, I'm most likely not going to get on the 3 ball. Let's play a good safety instead. Okay, there is a 2 rail escape or 3 ball. Depends if she wants to go off the back or directly into it.
It's a Muramatsu shot. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, in a lot of trouble there, Pia. Especially if that flicks the 8 ball away from the 5. Oh, that's changed everything, Tim.
Yeah, now I'm only looking at from the 6 to the 7 and the 7 to the 8.
Vâng, đang có một ván bàn mở để Muramatsu có thể kết thúc set thi đấu này đấy các bạn ơi. Hình bi rất mở đấy nhá. Có chăng nó sẽ là một chút gì đấy là Đánh con 5 ra con 6.
Eight and the five. I'm sure that's what was going
Đây,
through
con
Pierre's
4 này đi.
mind then.
Con 4 mở ra con 5 này ra con 6 để đánh ra con 7. Nó sẽ là một cái chuỗi liên hoàn. Tôi đang nghĩ đến việc lấy má trong cho bi mục tiêu số 6. Trời ơi, bị yếu lực rồi các bạn ạ. Con này đánh qua mặt 10 khá vất vả đấy nhá các bạn nhá. Nếu như mà muốn đánh qua mặt 10 thì sẽ phải cắm hơi sâu một chút khi mà má con 4 này đây nó bị hơi mỏng.
Absolutely sailing, Pierre was. Looked as if she was going to run away with the first set. Two missed balls has changed the whole match. And it's not, they weren't difficult shots, Tim, were they? That's what makes it even more annoying.
Theo tôi là con này nên lấy má trong cho con 6 các bạn ạ, để đánh đẩy cu lê 2 băng ra con bi số 7.
Yeah, I truly wonder how something like that could have happened to her.
Ôi, như vậy là lấy má ngoài rồi các bạn ạ. Có rủi ro không?
She might be running quite full into the 9. So in this case, I want to draw the cue ball off the 9. Don't go crazy on the screw because you might draw it into the middle or into the corner.
Một va chạm hoàn toàn là ổn. Và đấy là lý do vì sao mà lúc trước mà tôi đề cập đến việc là lấy má trong và đẩy cu lê 2 băng từ 6 ra 7. Đó là bởi vì tôi không muốn phải tính toán thêm một cái va chạm cho bi số 9.
If you just look at her arms, you can see there is a little bit of nerves, but on the other side, nerves sometimes they can literally bring the best out of you.
Yeah, they can keep you sharp, can't they? Keep you focused.
Look at her forearm. But I mean, it's nice and straight. There's not much you can say, but just it looks odd to see her shaking that much.
Look at it. Wow. Oh, she's messed this up slightly.
Trời ơi. Con 10 này vẫn chém được nha các bạn nhé. Con 10 này vẫn có thể chém bỏng được. Hơi vất vả đấy ạ.
From 3-1 down. You gotta cut this into the bottom left. It's still there.
Where's the cue ball? Where's the cue ball? It's all right. Oh, what a set,
so
Tim.
It means Muramatsu has stolen this set 4-3. As you can see, a referee telling us Muramatsu is going for a timeout. Pia remains in her chair. She might still go, who knows. Mark White, myself, Tim Ruiter, we're gonna take a timeout too. And we'll be back very shortly with the second set.
Nghỉ tí anh em nhé. Căng quá.
Both Pia Filler and Sakura Muramatsu are back. Muramatsu, who just stole the opening set, and it's up to the German, who's now chasing the next 2 sets to stay alive in the winner's side of the bracket. Mark White and Tim de Ruiter in the booth for this Banca del Fucino WPA Women's World 10 Ball Championship. Mark, what do you think about the second set?
Yeah, I think it's very important now to see how Pia kind of responds from that first set defeat. She was very much the favourite to take it, Tim, but 2 big mistakes, one on the 8 ball, one on the 9 ball. It's really what cost up. She's going to have to increase the game, or her game. And meanwhile, Sakura, although she looked very, very nervous in the first, she got the job done.
Well, you got to be honest too. Also, Sakura, who maybe didn't have the biggest achievements yet, maybe in her career on the international circuit. So for her to beat Pia Filler possibly in the opening round of the World Championship could be a major win. And who knows, maybe pushes her very far into this tournament as well. So I can imagine the nerves definitely. And I mean, I'm indeed.
Rồi chúng ta đang ở ván thi đấu đầu tiên của set thi đấu thứ hai. Vừa chỉ con nào lỗ nào ấy các bạn ạ. Tôi không nghe thấy gì.
It's fair to say that Pia is the favourite. Certainly was before the match started.
Rồi và đưa cái con bi số 1 chạy ra một cái quãng cực kỳ là xa. Bây giờ Pia Filler vào đánh một con bi cảm giác như là giống hệt con bi trước luôn.
You can miss a 1 or a 2 ball and still get away with it, but not towards the end of the rack. Those are so costly. Just a little short on the pace, almost slicing the 1 ball in. She did not call the 5 ball, so the option goes to Muramatsu to either play herself or to give it back. This certainly a position I would never ever consider to give back. You can go real first. If you cannot go real first, you take the jump and you hope you land decent on the 2. That's the pace, a bit pacey.
Yeah, it gives her the chance though, doesn't it, to keep control of the table.
Right spin needed. Could play for a little bump onto the 10. No.
Rồi, tình huống đó thì quá hay rồi. Đấy là tính được một cái va chạm với con bi số 7 nhằm giữ được con bi chủ.
Oh, she'll take that. Oh, dear.
Yeah, this is not something you plan beforehand. Not completely like this, obviously. Great contact too from Muramatsu. I mean, on those specific kicks, the only thing you gotta do is try to pick a side, choose the proper pace, and well, you kind of need a little bit of a roll on where the two ball lands. You cannot have pure control.
Well, not looking comfortable at all at the moment. She's got the chewing gum out as well in this set. I don't think she was chewing gum in the first one. Maybe it helps her focus. Have you ever chewed gum, Tim, when you play? Are you a gum chewer?
I have tried it, but in general, I didn't like it. The only reason why I would actually chew gum in the past is to, well, I tend to get hungry at times. I like food. And, well, if you eat gum, you kind of trick your brain into eating something, so you kind of still the hunger inside.
Well,
yeah.
I've actually heard the opposite of that. A doctor once told me that if you chew gum, it starts the acids in your stomach to start working, thinking it's going to get food, but it doesn't. So my doctor told me it's not a good idea to chew if you're hungry, but if it helps you, it helps you.
Well, it's not something I've done in the past 10 years, so I'm glad that I stopped. If I hear your story, your side of the story.
Good boy.
Now, again, Muramatsu at the table. Again, she's the one having the prime shape on the 7. And if you look at Pia's face in the chair, I mean, I'm not gonna say she looks frustrated or like dead scared, but for a second she looked a little bit worried.
Oh, Sakura definitely growing in confidence.
And now her pace for the table starts to be right too. Like the position, every shot is getting better and better. Yeah, Muramatsu now winning in the past 4 racks we've played. She's up 1-0. Filler again in trouble. Still a long way to go. It's a race to 4. Winner break. Here's some stats. Muramatsu so far in this second set, she's been perfect. Break success, I mean, for this match, evened out. Really player overall performance, overall, quite even. Yeah, biggest difference really has been the difference in the missed shots. And that's also where the difference in scoreline has come from.
Well, one name, Tim, I have noticed playing in this tournament, and I can't remember her playing in any other tournament apart from Habel, and you'll know the name when I say it, Tiangxi Shi. She normally wins a lot of the Habel tournaments. Yeah. And she's actually a set-up against Wan Ling Wang at the moment as well. I've never seen her in like an American pool type event, have you?
I think it's very interesting how she won the Challenge of Champions just last week. And now she's playing American pool indeed. Big switch. It's different. Never seen her play American pool. No, me neither. Well, who knows? A dark horse in the field? Are we going to be tricked? Pick your winner, Mark.
We'll have to wait and see. I love it when I get a chuckle out of Tim.
Yeah, most of the time when these kind of puns appear, that's where the chuckle come from. Oh, how's the pace? Again, just fine. Angle also to get back to the middle of the table. Pia safety just running into the 7. Just slightly too thick. And it starts to feel like it's a bit of one-way traffic so far in the match. Like, at this point, Muramatsu has been getting more table time, more rhythm, better positions. And occasionally Pia gets to play safety. Of course, this is part of the women's Predator Pro Billiards series. Hasn't been launched too long ago. Of course, we do have so many women's events. Predator decided to make their own tour out of it. Bit surprised she played for the 4 into the corner, Mark. Was expecting her to play for the middle.
Yeah, I was as well. This is the trickiest shot so far she's faced in this particular run. But once again, what a shot she's played. Fabulous shot. Well, if you hadn't watched the first set and you just joined, you know, you're looking at this match, you'd think, well, Sakura is completely in control of this match. You'd never think she was 3-1 down, would you, in the opening set?
Well, if you would tell those same viewers that she was shaking all over the place in the first, and now they come into the match and they see her play like this, I don't think they would believe me either. I mean, after that first set, complete different Sakura around the table. Now, she's worried about this 6-ball in some way. I don't think top right spin is much of a problem. So she's played to the short side. This is an interesting choice. A little far. I don't think there was any need to play this shape. Could still play safe. But I have a feeling she's going to chase the run out.
Yeah, I think the good thing, even though she's got a little bit too much angle, at least she's pretty close to it. And she's got nothing to do with a cue ball either, so she can just concentrate on sliding this down the rail. Just like that. A different player, isn't she, in set number 2? And of course, the longer that Pia sits in her chair, the harder it's going to be for her, Tim, to gain any rhythm.
Yeah, if she gets punished over and over, she's not going to get into stroke. This is a long 8-ball though. And she's missed it. So a let off. A chance for Filler to get back into it.
Yeah, and it was a mistake on an 8-ball by Pia, which flipped the first set around. Could it be an 8-ball again, which turns this second set Pia will be hoping that that's the case. But she does need to get the break going as well, Tim.
Well, just okay on the 10. She did look again a little bit. She gave us that look like, well, that was just barely okay.
Yeah, I think she was surprised, wasn't she, at the way the cue ball kept running. But anyway, it's Sakura, which gives that rack away with that miss on the 8 ball. I'm not saying it was an easy 8, but she was quite some way away from it. So Pia right back in this second set now, a set that she needs to win, of course.
Yes, we will have 7 days of action coming all the way from Rome to have 3 events. Of course, we've got the Banca del Fucino, actually, WPA Women's World 10 Ball Championship. The Predator Wheelchair Open is one I'm looking forward to see. One of the rare events, biggest prize money in wheelchair pool ever, I've heard. And the Fujifilm Women's Double Master Showdown. Well, little flick, but she gets on the 3 ball. Could get on the 4 to the top left. But if she's not feeling it, she might play safety. I think that's what's happening. And it's a good safety. The only thing I'm worried about is if you're in the open position and you're going to play safe, what kind of signal do you give your opponent?
Yeah, I think she'll be pleased that Pia didn't go for that 3 ball, I think. She may have thought she might not get back to the table. Whenever you do let your opponent back, you just never know what can happen. Well, this time she's going to get ball in hand. So the right choice.
Japan well represented here. Chihiro Kawahara, Yuki Hiriguchi, Konishi as well, who's already beaten Kelly Fisher.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of Japanese. Now, a little bit of a must run out this was with the ball in hand, but she's found herself straight. The only option to run out is to draw it back for the 6 in the middle.
is one young lady from Japan I forgot to mention, Nina Tani. And she's at the moment a set down to Anna Gradiznik, but she's 3-1 up in the second set. Important rack, this one, Tim, isn't it?
Well, especially if you consider the fact that Pia does get a little bit momentum. You know, momentum is luring to go maybe to her side. But if she's not going to clear up, might go back to Muramatsu.
2 rails at this. Didn't seem to have a lot of chalk on her cue there, Tim, I noticed. There was a bare spot.
Well, in the end, filler straight in on the 7. 3 straight ins for 2-1. I mean, this still can go anywhere. This still could go into a deciding set. But I feel like Muramatsu is still involved in this, though. It's not like filler has been playing crazy much better.
Yeah, I think as comfortable as she usually does.
Yeah, most
He's
of the
talking.
stats pretty much even.
You just mentioned the wheelchair open, Tim. First match of that is going to be Rick Larson, who is one of the top players in the world, I think it's fair to say. And he will be up against Norway's Breda Arnoit. And that will be on this table 1. That's at 6 p.m. It's attempt to Tim.
Well, I find this one tricky. I mean, this is one of those shots, yeah, if you make it, you might be on the 1. If you miss, I think you could sell out the whole rack. I'm not sure at this point in the set also. I'm not sure if the risk is the right shot, but we're going to find out. She might have gotten second prize with where the 2 ball landed.
I think Pier's going to have to jump this one.
Yes, indeed. Oh, she's putting on a lot of elevation. And now, oh, back and forth, Mark.
Jump queue again. It's turned into a jumping contest. And again. Four jumps in a row, Tim.
Well, I'm sure after this one, no more jumps.
Was always going to put the 2 ball in the open. But again, no shot though. That 2 ball really doesn't want to stay over a pocket.
Yeah, won't be jumping this one. Have to be Cole Lewis to jump this one.
Well, the kick, not much easier. We'll have to go over the right side. 2 rails. We'll have to kick near the center pocket. Bit of left spin. And another save, another save. Great hit. But the outcome's now back and forth.
Yeah, really good hit that one, Tim. After the last 2 that she'd attempted. Really good hit. Nice return as well.
Yeah, good shot, good pace this time on the cue ball. She's got the full hook. Again, going for a 2 rail. Now, I feel like the side pocket comes into play just a little bit.
Yeah, needs a lot of left, doesn't she?
Yeah, in front of the side with a lot of left, and she went just around it. The spin got her, so after a lot of innings back and forth, Filler with the ball in hand. Any issues on the table? Maybe the 4 ball?
Well, this 2 ball's not going as this particular shot. I can guarantee that. It's up as long as it possibly could.
Slightly straight. Going forward 2 rails. Needs good speed control to get to the center of the table, a little bit further. To go back, I think it's easy to fall too short. Yeah, speed is not right, Mark. She will have to run into the 8 ball. Can foresee some problem coming up.
Yeah, fighting hard for prime position right now. Not easy. Every time you put a little bit more pressure on yourself.
Như vậy là sẽ có một tình huống mà phải tựa con bi trắng vào con bi số 8. Và một cú đánh cực kỳ chính xác.
Somewhat of a decent recovery, but now we're getting a little longer, a little bit more work to go into the short rail and back out. Good news is just get above the 7, everything should be fine angle-wise.
Nào lực. Rồi, có góc lệch rồi.
Now this is a similar shot.
Lấy con bi trắng ở giữa bàn nhé. Có góc lệch để đánh bi số 8. Rồi nếu mà để hụt lực một chút, chấp nhận là đánh qua mặt con 9, ông bi cái lại chạy về một vòng. Trước đấy thì trong set thi đấu đầu tiên thì Pia Fowler có trượt một cái con bi số 9 với góc độ tương tự. Nhưng mà đến con bi này thì không trượt nữa rồi.
Did flirt with the 8 ball there. But she's on the 8. So this to bring her again on the hill. Almost similar scoreline.
Lấy ra hơi nhiều nhá. Thôi thì con này thì cũng ok rồi. Con này thì đẩy êm một chút thôi là ngon lắm rồi. 3-1. Điểm hưu của set thi đấu thứ 2 dành cho Pia Fowler.
Yeah, so there's now another hill for Fowler to climb. Overall now, player overall performance, she's been rising. Break success, very similar still. Big difference in fouls and mixed shots. If you look at those two stats, I think that's where most of the difference this match is. Safety efficiency, well, it might be 1 or 2 safeties difference, not too much. But every ball in hand or every missed ball has been very costly this match.
Referee Jalo Kotinurmi from Finland in charge, racking the balls for Pia to break them off. Oh dear.
Cú phá không ăn bi nào. Con này tôi nghĩ sẽ thủ thôi. Cái đường mà cân một ngược về cái lỗ giữa bên tay phải nó đang bị không thuận để ra 2. Trừ khi là con này cân mà đánh rằng cái áp phê trái. Nhưng mà như thế thì quá lằng nhằng. Cái chuôi gậy này có lẽ là một cái chuôi gậy chất đấy. Vâng, như vậy là quyết định thủ bi. Cú thủ bi này vẫn chưa hay lắm đâu. Nếu mát má thì hoàn toàn có thể nhảy được. Cái cây air rush là một cái cây mà nó rất phù hợp để nhảy những cái con bi quãng này nhá. Với cái việc mà cái thiết kế của cây air rush này nó dài hơn là so với một cây gậy nhảy bình thường, thì tự nhiên là chúng ta lại cầm lùi được về sau thêm một chút. Và nó rất phù hợp để nhảy những cái quãng kiểu như thế. Vừa rồi thì Pia Fowler chứng minh luôn. Đúng rồi, Pia Fowler thì qua 5 tháng rồi, vẫn quá là cầu kỳ. Pia Fowler có lẽ là khá giống với một tay cơ bên nam, đấy là Wokulin. Wokulin cũng cực kỳ là cầu kỳ. Thế cho nên là tạm thời chưa thấy Wokulin có một cái chức vô địch thế giới nào cả.
Do I see any other options? Well, there's always another option, but I don't mind rolling up on the 10. I just see no value going for the pot itself. Still surprised she had to run the clock down all the way on that 2-ball. She took, well, I'm not gonna say 60 seconds, but she took a lot of time. Oh, nice spot. Does she get the cue ball off the rail? A little bit, but she'll have to come up with another good shot on the 4 to the middle. Yeah, interesting thing is she just went over to look if the 4 goes by the 5. That is something she should have checked before playing the 2-ball. That's where usually you can find out that she'll have not enough angle or cue ball on the rail, these kind of things.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't pass the 5, Tim. Play the 4 up and down, cue ball behind the 5. Playing thin off it by the looks of it. Good shot.
Yeah, I would have loved to have the cue ball frozen on the 8. That would be...
Chỉ cho mình đi số 4 lỗ giữa, một tình huống gót được.
Safe is safe. As you can see, Pia now...
Con này gót sau thì cũng chưa biết là ra 5 như thế nào.
She has to rush.
Rồi, như vậy một pha gót 4 về đáy. Có đuôi không? Không nha anh em nhé. Như vậy một tình huống không đuôi và ra một pha bi cực kỳ xa dành cho Sakura Muramatsu. Đây sẽ là một tình huống mà cô ấy phải thực hiện với cú cúp 3 băng để cố gắng điều được bi số 5 vào lỗ góc bên phải hoặc lỗ giữa bên phải. Ôi trời ơi, một va chạm. Va chạm không hay tẹo nào. Ô, đang ra nhìn con bi số 5 từ cả hai hướng. Vâng, chỉ cho mình. Nhưng tôi đang không biết là chỉ bi 8 hay bi 5. Khả năng là nhìn được cái đường bi 5 rồi. Ôi, chính xác quá.
A lot of room to play with there. She's got a nice angle on this 6 ball to come back to the center of the table again. So it's a chance, Tim. Doesn't want to be straight or hampered. Oh, that's a little bit sloppy. Should have been nowhere near that 9 ball. Luckily, though, she's a lefty. But but left herself. Really awkward.
Vâng, vẫn chưa giòn lắm nhé các bạn nhé. Vẫn chưa giòn lắm. Vâng. Vâng, quá đáng tiếc dành cho Muramatsu.
Well, that could be a painful one.
Quá đáng tiếc.
She kind of stepped back with disappointed look on her face. One cut on this 7 ball. And this set might be PA fillers.
Yeah, there was no excuse to be near that 9. She had so much space to play with. Now just need to say
Nào, qua mặt 10 đi.
want to be behind
Rồi,
the 10 shot.
qua mặt 10 thì mới gỡ được một đều.
Does she get the proper angle? She might not have it. And okay, if that cue ball runs a little bit to the top side of the table, that's exactly the shot she's missed twice before.
This for one set all.
Vâng, và như vậy là một đều sau 2 set thi đấu. Một set thi đấu tương đối áp đảo đến từ PA Fowler khi mà cô chiến thắng với tỷ số là 4-1. Và bây giờ xin mời quý vị khán giả chúng ta cùng nghỉ trong ít phút trước khi đến với những diễn biến tại set thi đấu cuối cùng, set thi đấu thứ 3.
Both Filler and Muramatsu are going to take their time out, and Mark White, myself, Tim Dryter, we're going to do exactly the same, but don't go anywhere. We've got the deciding set coming up very soon. The players are back. Mark White and Tim de Ruyter. We are back and we are ready for a deciding set between Pia Filler and Sakura Muramatsu. If we go 3 each, we do go into a shootout. Now, 1 race to 4 to stay on the winner's side of the bracket. And a dry break, Mark.
Yeah, and looking at this, the 1 ball, I think, will go off the 9. Possible, or maybe it doesn't. What do you think, Tim? Do you play the 9?
I think you gotta play the 9. I think the 1 ball dresses up nicely over the corner too, with the cue ball top right spin. Crossing over near the 4. I mean, now. Okay, well, I was still expecting her to go for the cut, but she's played a good cue ball.
Trước đó chúng ta vừa được chứng kiến một cái tình huống ghép B1 với B9 rất tốt của Pia Filler, và sau đó là một cái cú thủ phải nói là cực kỳ rát. Một, 2. Ôi, khó quá các bạn ơi. Nếu như mà quay mặt để A được vào đúng khe 58 thì sẽ là một tình huống cực kỳ chi tiết.
I can see a 2 rail kick, but it's not easy.
Có lẽ đang muốn A1 băng. Một băng xuyên khe luôn.
Which way would you go, Tim, out of interest?
I was thinking about the bottom short rail with a lot of right spin.
Một băng xuyên khe 210 vào thẳng 1 luôn. Hay quá.
Window between the 10 and the 2. This is a nifty little hit there on the 1.
Vẫn chưa giòn. Đây cũng sẽ là một cái đường đánh phải yêu cầu cái độ chi tiết của Pia Filler. Đánh 1 vào lỗ góc cái chạy lên này, nhìn 2 qua khe 30. Úi dồi ôi. Vâng, như vậy là không nhìn được. Đùi mất đường ăn à?
Well, I was searching, Tim, for a segue into how can I bring up the new event in San Antonio. Well, I saw somebody sat in the audience with a pro level t-shirt on, you know the ones. And then I actually spotted someone in the chat called Pro Level, and they are in fact from Texas. So, new event, San Antonio in Texas, 23rd of November till the 28th. So there you go, Pro Level. You can nip along. Got the women's open. We got the men's doubles open, I believe, as well at that same event. And the junior 10-ball world championships. Actually, it's the mixed doubles open as well as the men's and women's open. So lots going on. Brand new event, San Antonio, Texas, 23rd of November.
Now, again, Pia at the table. Thinks a bit longer. Long 2 ball, now longer 3 ball. Still manageable, but of course, for both players now, pressure.
Well, I think, Tim, if Pia can get through this match, she'll be mighty relieved.
Well, Pia's cue ball position is slowly starting to be better too. Like I said, she's getting a bit more table time again. So stroke starts to be more fluent, and well, would have loved a couple balls further though. Still okay.
À, như vậy sẽ một cú trâu để ăn 8 lỗ góc. Vâng, tôi rất thích phương án này. Chả việc gì phải cố gắng đẩy dựng một băng lên đường vừa xa vừa vào lực lớn để ra được con 8 lỗ giữa cả. Rồi,
Yeah, great
10
work
đẹp
to
lắm rồi.
this stand for filler to take the first rack in the deciding set. Yeah, now Muramatsu losing quite some racks on the spin. I think it is also 4 on a spin now for filler.
Yeah, we head to Ho Chi Minh City later on as well. 19th of September to the 26th. We'll have the women's 9-ball open. We'll have the box billiards mixed doubles open. And of course the men's World 10-ball championships, sponsored by Simone's. That's coming up for you in September, followed by Indonesia. More of that later. Back to the action. One him.
Well, one of the more successful breaks from this whole match. 2 balls in, no future. Not really a surprise.
That's where you want the cue ball in the middle of the table, isn't it? Would have been nicely on the 2. could be a tempt to this, Tim.
I mean, it is on. The only thing is, I feel like you make the 2. What are you going to get on the 3 ball to even be on the 4?
Rồi, dư mỏng. Rồi, tình huống ván bàn nó chỉ ở 47 thôi, nhưng mà 47 này ghép được. Vấn đề là bi4 bi7 này hoàn toàn có thể ghép được. Chỉ là điều ra má có thuận lợi ghép hay không mà thôi.
Yes, indeed. A 4-7 combination. She's put herself nice, though. A little bit further or shorter would have made this a bit ugly. But prime shape on the combination. See, very nicely controlled. Same goes for the 4. Yeah, looking to find the same form she had in the first set.
Tình huống này sẽ phải lấy rất là đúng má ở con bi số 5 ra bi số 6, bởi vì nếu như mà lấy cái má bạn phải kéo một băng dài bên trái rồi quay về con 9 thì cũng hơi mệt. Ôi, đầu cơ gì đây? Tôi thấy PR Fowler vừa rồi là định có đầu cơ cao, đầu cơ đấy các bạn nhé. Tôi nghĩ con này kiểu gì cũng phải thấp. Còn con này thì cũng sẽ không thể nào mà, tôi nghĩ là cũng không thể nào điều ra cái lỗ giữa bên tay phải được. Ôi, nào. Trời ơi, bộ cú kéo bị quá lực rồi. Lúc trước ở trên thanh chat của một bạn là nhận định rằng PR Fowler quá cầu toàn. Khá đúng đấy các bạn ạ, vừa rồi cô muốn điều ra một cái má hoàn hảo. Trước đó tôi cũng đã có đề cập đến cái việc là nếu mà lấy má trong cho con 6 rồi lại phải kéo sang băng dài bên trái để sang được con 9 thì sẽ hơi vất vả. Thôi con này thì quyết định là thủ bi này. Ôi cái bi cái điêu đây. Trời ơi. Cực kỳ đáng tiếc các bạn ạ.
Well, I can't really find an excuse for that. I'd love to have an excuse, but I can't think of one. Can you, Tim? It was just a poorly judged shot.
Chưa hiểu kiểu gì.
There's no pressure on it. Maybe she was a little bit annoyed that she didn't get on the 6 ball.
But well, definitely the angle. The angle she's given herself, that's frustrating one. But like I said, if she can stop making those mistakes near the end of the rack, I actually think Pia's playing well, but simply cannot give ball in hand on 3 balls or leave the 8 or the 9 on the table.
Yeah, just very uncharacteristic of Pia. I mean, I was saying at the beginning how much I think she's improved over the last couple of years. And I think she was favourite coming into this match, to be honest. Should have won the first set, but let it slip with a couple of misses. Should have been throw up there, really. Now it's 1-1.
especially if you look at player overall performance, set number 3, 556 for Muramatsu. So Pia, till this point, was the favorite in the third and deciding set. More balls pocketed, but in the end, it's all about the money ball. Well, and then now, out of the blue, 4 balls going in. She's got shape on the 2. Wide open layout. I don't know what she's done there, but I would say find a way to do it over and over. Now this is a cut on the 2 into the middle. Low left spin. The left, okay, is going to bring the cue ball a bit thicker into the 2, but it also throws the 2 ball more to the right towards the towards the middle. So that's one hurdle. Now twice the long rail towards the center of the table, top left spin.
Cái logo màu đỏ trên áo của Sakura không biết có phải là của Duya không nhỉ anh em nhỉ? Duya hình như cái logo của họ ngắn hơn. Ôi rồi ôi. Vâng, Pia Fuller bật lần rồi.
Oh, what a mistake.
Pia Fuller bật dậy nhanh quá. Trời ơi, con B3 để đánh êm thôi cũng được mà, ra má này đâu có đẹp lắm đâu.
I mean, how can you not love any of those layouts, Mark? I mean, 5 balls on the table.
Well, did you
Cúp đi, tôi nghĩ là con này sẽ là một cái cúp 3 băng lên, chấp nhận là có thể ở đường lại xa 4 một chút. Nào, đầu cơ. Ôi, vẫn quyết định là cái đầu cơ cắm các bạn nhé. Lực. Trông có vẻ là tốt rồi. Ui, đẹp quá.
And she has drawn the cue ball perfectly to get on the 4. So a little draw, get a little straight on the 5 to where you can play low left up to the 6. Would be getting away with one in this rack, I feel.
Vâng, Pia Fuller nhìn đang rất là tiêu nhưng mà khi mà có cơ hội là cô bật dậy ngay lập tức. Vâng, con này có thể trô trực tiếp về. Vì cái sẽ bám vào cái băng dài ở bên tay phải và ăn 10 lỗ bên trái. Không, Pia Fuller chọn một phương án khác.
Well, cue ball did land on the rail. Wouldn't be the first mistake she's made, so she gotta stay sharp.
Rồi, 2-1. Tưởng là 2-1 cho Sakura nhưng mà cuối cùng lại là 2-1 dành cho Pia.
One rack away to secure at least a shootout. But I'm sure that's not what she's playing for.
Now, Tim, are you a cat lover? Do you like cats?
I don't mind cats.
Well, in Rome, cats actually have special legal rights. According to local law, if a group of 5 or more cats lives together in an urban area without human ownership, they constitute a feline colony. These colonies are protected by law, meaning the cats can never be evicted from those houses, and they are legally allowed to roam wherever they please, including historic ruins like the Torre Argentina. So have got a right in Italy. Contrast to the last break off from Sakura. No balls down. A little bit weak, that one, I thought, Tim.
Yeah, it's especially with the break Pia is choosing, that cut break just doesn't transfer as much over to the whole core of the stack, mostly to one side of the stack.
But if she's pushing into this corner, it's going to leave rather an easy safety for Pia. Off the right-hand side of the one ball. There's plenty of balls to try and get behind here, Tim.
Yeah, I cannot imagine. Cannot imagine her going aggressive here. Well, I mean, I might have lost the plot, but I really don't see any reason why you would go aggressive, Mark.
I mean, all she's got now is very thin off the 2 ball and try and hide in behind the 8 and the 5. She's got to judge the pace right.
Well, it's okay. I just, in general, I'm more of a fan of trying to get my opponent to open up the cluster on the table, or in this case, I think the biggest issue on the table. Because now if Muramatsu makes one good hit, one good jump, and she gets a safety in, she could turn things around. So always dangerous opening up the cluster, and this is exactly what I mean. So now Pia, okay, well the 4-5 has locked up, so not ideal, but I'm saying if it stayed open, Pia would have opened up the cluster and Muramatsu might get away with it.
Seen a few of those misses, Tim, in the first couple of matches that we've commentated on. Missing the one rail kick by quite some distance. I wonder, is she considering a flick off the 5 here?
Yeah, you gotta catch the left side of the 5 if you really want to chase the run out. Like, I also don't see any value making the 2 and the 3 and then playing a safe on the 4. I'd rather just try to play safe on the 2 ball then.
Yeah, I thought with ball in hand, she might have gone a little bit aggressive there, Tim. You've been very unlucky not to have a look afterwards. I mean, a slight chance you get hooked behind the 5 and the 4. Now she's added another ball to the club. And said
Yeah,
that
she might.
is the 4 on.
That little nudge from the 6 into the 5 might have given her a bank on the 4. And that's the thing, when you start to pocket the 2 and the 3 ball, there is no way back. You in this case, I just don't feel like it makes any sense to play safe. But there's no bank, so she will have to hit this thin and try to get the 9 in between.
Oh, not that fit. You don't see that, do you? Whole ball to look at. And you actually miss the ball. Trouble here again.
This also, the cue ball had to be at least all the way over to the right long rail. Because this one rail kick is quite decent, even if you have to play with a little bit of spin to go into it. I give her a big chance to make a decent hit on the 4.
Yeah, she's going to need some luck though, Tim, to get it safe. And just plays it dead weight, which she hasn't. Well, she has got lucky.
Well, this is on. Okay, now a lot of players, they like to go aggressive, but I don't think it makes any sense unless you put yourself straight on a 5-10 combination, which you probably will have to play the 5 into the rail.
Well, she did get a good 4 ball. Day 1 here, guys. 7 days of top class action. Women's World 10 ball. Men's wheelchair open. And the women's doubles showdown presented by film. Good to have another great out of industry sponsor on board, as well as Banca del. We've got Fuji Film as well. It's good to see some of these large corporates coming in, Tim.
Well, here's the chance, but still, like I said, that 4 and the 10, just awful. And by the way, I agree. I'm very happy to see outside corporates finding the beauty of this game. And definitely the characters of the players too, you know, like for some of the people, they look at pool and they just see 10 balls on the table and a guy that pockets one after another. But when you dive into the world of billiards, actually, not just pool, you get to find out many different styles, strokes, characters, personalities, a bunch of it. she did have to go aggressive. And this now a lot easier on the 10. The 10 does come back up. But at least you have a chance. Make the carom, go real first off the 10. Maybe you'll get on the 5.
I can remember being at the first ever Pro Billiards Series event. Oh dear, it's missed for a second time. Doesn't want to go down that 10 ball, does it? It's definitely going to go down this time. I was just going to say, Tim, I can remember being at one of the player meetings before the first ever Pro Billiards Series, and there was a speech by Karim Bohaj, the CEO of Predator, giving his vision of the Pro Billiards Series and where he wanted to see it in 5 years. And it is indeed 5 years now, and everything he said has come to fruition. I mean, it's grown so much, this particular tour. A lot of people didn't like the format.
Con này theo như mình thấy cũng không có vấn đề gì lắm. Đẩy. Không. Tôi đã thấy PA Fowler thấp đầu gậy xuống rồi. Hoặc là một cú ép gì đấy. Ôi. Vâng ạ, coi như là ra được rồi. Thế này là vẫn đủ má để có thể cắt mỏng biseau 6. Cái sang C2 băng. Được.
Banks getting involved and Fuji, big names, and we've also had other outside sponsors such as Medaya Light, if you remember, as well. So it's good to see not just the sport in general, but this.
Rồi, thậm chí còn có cái má trong một tí cho con 7 cơ. Để con này theo như tôi nhìn thì sẽ là một tình huống đôn con bi trắng lên một chút. Để không bị lấy cái má quá mỏng với bi số 8. Ok. Đẹp lắm rồi đấy nhá. Nào, để xem PA Fowler có thể giữ lực tốt được đến đâu.
That mistake for Muramatsu. I think she was really trying
Có cái lắc đầu nào không?
5 into the 10. Bit steep. Gotta say a little bit on the wrong side of this.
Chưa thấy cái lắc đầu nào của PA Fowler cả anh em nhé. Không biết là cô ấy có đủ cái má để có thể đánh. Ôi, con này nếu như mà đánh mà lại cu lê sốc để con cái đi xuống phía dưới kia dội lên thì mệt lắm. Có lẽ một pha ủn nhẹ thôi các bạn ơi. Cu lê sốc con này chẳng may mà ốc cái vào lỗ góc thì coi như là hỏng hết. Vâng, phải chấp nhận đánh 10 hơi xa.
So they stand for a 3-1 lead for the double hill. PA Fowler. Yeah, and again she's missed one of those shots. This now happening. This is a third time this match. She's missed one of those, and I'm starting to think she might have a struggle with that specific
cũng là không thành công rồi.
This is just unbelievable.
Như tôi có đề cập vừa rồi thì PA Fowler bị đánh vào cái má 9 xấu quá. Xong rồi ra con bi đơn thì lại không làm được. Ôi dồi ôi, bên này cũng thế. Rồi đến đây thì ngon rồi, 10 này ăn được.
Somebody taking our picture there, look, Tim.
Yeah, definitely
Well,
a crucial point in this match.
well, she'll be feeling blessed. Okay, it wasn't an easy shot for Sakura, but you would have expected her to make it. Just wobbling it. Couple of results to bring you. Siming Chen has won in 2-1 against Singapore's An Ran Yu. Christina Moschetti has lost 2-0 to Rochelle M. Foy. Now, Rochelle M. Foy, you may remember, Tim, from the recent youth championships in Slovenia. And she won one title and finished runner-up in another one, I believe, at a terrific tournament.
Yeah, and of course, now with Muramatsu missing the 10, all the momentum going Filler's way. Gets the ball in on the break, gets the shape on the 1, and doesn't have to do too much to be on the 2 to the middle, except for the pace. I think this pace has been quite nice. Stun left into the bottom short rail. She might be shooting for the win in this rack right now.
I've got a theory, Tim, on why Pia Filler is chewing gum in this third set, but she wasn't in the first one. We have our fellow commentator on site, George Teachea. He spent his life working for Wrigley's, and I reckon he's still got a stash that he carries around with him for emergencies, and I reckon he's given a pack of it to Pia Filler, saying, go on,
Đây rồi.
change your luck.
Cơ hội để cắt tiết cái ván thi đấu này. À đâu, cắt tiết trận thi đấu luôn của Pia.
But why?
Một cái trạng thái rất với cho các bạn nhé, và phải thực hiện một cú trâu. Dùng nối này thì cũng không chắc tay lắm đâu. Đây rồi, ổn rồi đấy.
Well, she did land a little bit on the wrong side of the 6, so she'll have to play top left spin.
Úi dồi ôi, như vậy là Pia Filler đẩy hẳn một băng luôn hả các bạn ơi? Sẽ là một cú đẩy cái lao về phía băng ngắn ở xa màn ảnh của chúng ta. Sẽ một cú đẩy, ôi tôi thấy Pia vào nhịp hơi nhanh. Vâng, chấp nhận là đẩy. Ôi, nào. Chấp nhận là đánh xa con 7 để lấy được má. Vâng, một cú đánh tất nhiên là phải nhổng trôi gậy lên một chút rồi. Phải đánh tâm bi thôi, va vào 10. Tám thì quá đẹp vào lỗ giữa. Góc cam này cho chúng ta thấy rất ok rồi. Chuyển bây giờ thì có lẽ là chuyển ấy thôi. Chuyển phương án thôi. Vâng, Pia Filler đang ra vừa ra nhìn má để có thể kéo hai băng từ 9 về 10 nha các bạn nhé. Như vậy có lẽ đây là một tình huống đứng bi thôi. Vâng, ăn chắc. Trước ấy trong đầu tôi có chợt nảy ra cái ý tưởng đấy là chô một băng về dựng ra. Nhưng mà thôi, đường đánh hai băng này thực ra là về cũng cực kỳ là tự nhiên. Lỗ bàn cũng không phải là quá khó. Vâng, và thế là xong rồi đấy ạ.
Brilliant. 9
Cuối
ball
cùng thì
pair.
PA Fowler cũng giành chiến thắng trong trận đấu này.
So this 10
Hơi vất vả dành cho cô.
stick with the winners group. Muramatsu will have to grind through the one last side. So this PA
Tôi
Fowler
tưởng là
advancing.
PA có thể giải quyết được trong vòng 2 set đấu, nhưng mà không.
Maybe a bit of a relief.
Phải là 3 set.
Anyways, we do still have plenty more action to come all the way from Rome on Billiards TV. So make sure to stay tuned to all our channels. Thank you, Mark White, to being by my side once again. My name is Tim de Ruiter, and we would love to welcome you back very soon to another round of action from the Banca del Fucino WPA Women's World Temple Championship. We'll see you soon.
Thưa quý vị khán giả thân mến, phần phát sóng trực tiếp ngày thi đấu đầu tiên của giải vô địch 10 bi nữ thế giới 2026 sẽ được khép lại tại đây. Và xin phép được hẹn gặp lại các bạn vào lúc 16 giờ ngày mai. Ngày mai sẽ diễn ra 4 lượt thi đấu bắt đầu từ 16 giờ. Sau đó sẽ là 18 giờ 30, 22 giờ 30 và 1 giờ sáng ngày mùng 2 tháng 8. Còn bây giờ xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.